Time for divine shot, KJ events. This real talk's the brand. You understand how we do, my man. I'm on that Friday night Knicks shit, dripping in Knicks shit. Up in the world, most famous arena with the click. That's the conglomerate. The Knicks real talk, the real prominent. I'm a bit like the Omicron variants, dominant. Paying homage to the cat in the chat. That's where it's at. Cause I'm hearing that. You don't care for hyperbole, we straight facts. We interact with the mob, the gods. Up in the pod, the squad, the facade. My entourage be on the job, my energy. Feeling tripping in tempo as they cook my game plan. And my brand for loot and pursuit. Going hard like the New York City gritty committee. Cause that's the things we ain't always pretty, but we all stay giddy. But we embrace the fan base, like the late Anthony Mace. We trace the logo when there's airspace that appear like square space. Staring down on the Chase Bridge, look at that Knicks City drip. There's 50 Dexys on the court, looking pretty legit. I stay true to the orange and blue. I thought you knew for him a few bars to shine like star divine to Mount Mars. Knicks real talk. Here we go, let's go.
Knicks real talk right here. I'm representing
Knicks real talk.
right here. Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
We here in the building.
Knicks real talk.
Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
Yes, sir.
Knicks real talk.
We here.
Here we go, let's go.
Knicks real talk. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Let's get it. Yo, salute everybody. What's good? What's going on? Knicks Real Talk, Divine Shot Powers. We in the building on this 4th of July weekend. Knicks free agency, NBA free agency weekend just got by us and it's still moving. Salute to everybody in the chat. Coach, Chris, Frank Matos in the South. Knicks a nice CAA affiliate Pudge, my man. What's popping? Shot Powers, what's good with you, my man?
Salute to the chat. Salute to you, Divine. Let's get it.
Yeah, yes, sir, man. Real talk, free agency weekend is upon us. Started a couple of days ago. A lot of wheeling and dealing, moving and shaking all over the NBA. Knicks had some come, some go. A fan favorite left the building. We brought in somebody that's really out there doing what he could do to help us be a better team. So we're going to get into all that, man. We're going to talk about the Obi Toppin exit in the New York Knicks franchise. Talk about DiVincenzo coming in the building with us. We're going to talk about what the Knicks going to be doing moving forward. And what else they're going to do to both of this team. I think they got a move to make here and there. To me, I don't think we might be finished, whether it be minimal or just get a power forward, or we work within what we have, whether it be Jericho Sims, Shot Powers, Roby. I seen some film of Roby the other day. But this boy is a special, man. I think the Knicks they mad, they with Isaiah Roby. So we'll get into all that, man, and just talk about all that stuff. But first and foremost, Obi Toppin, my man. I'm hate to see you go, my brother. You know what I mean? But business is business. That's what it is. It's sports business. And right now, from a perspective of a sports business and everything that went on around it, I think the writing was on the wall. Shot power for Obi Toppin. Not only this year, remember he was also going to be traded in a Donte Mitchell trade. You know what I mean? Hypothetically. So I know a lot of people might be upset, but he was going to be gone anyway if the Knicks would have traded for Donte Mitchell. So I do get where people feelings and emotions involved with it because he was a New York guy, Brooklyn guy. Dad played in the streets of New York. Brother from here, he from here, but at the same time, it's a business, and you got to kind of just move on, man. I know, he had some ups and downs with the organization with Tom Thibodeau and things of that nature, but Obi Toppin, salute to my man. He lit the garden up on certain nights, man. It's too bad he didn't get a chance to live out his career in New York, but salute to him, and good luck in Indiana, man. Obi Toppin, man, my man, peace. Just go in there and do what you do, man. Now you got a chance to get some more minutes, hopefully, and shine and get out there and show and let the Knicks know why you probably feel that they should have kept you. But you're gonna have to go out there and show and prove that. You now that you go out there, just like Cam Reddish, just like Kevin Knox, all them guys, go out there and let them see why the Knicks should have kept you. And that's the only way you're gonna be able to make this thing work for yourself. But go get it though. Shot Powers, Obi Toppin, good dude. 2020-21 8th round pick for the Knicks. Really never got a chance to really blossom out here because of Julius Randle position. And not only that, not a defense-minded player like Tom Thibodeau there was a lot of things, the rivals that went on with him, and the reason why he didn't make it in New York, man. But what you think about Obi Toppin going on to Indiana and moving on to another chance to shine in the NBA?
Obi Toppin, man, I'm gonna miss him. You know what I mean? But on the hindsight, you know what I mean, it was one of the better things that the Knicks did. You know what I mean? We got 2 second-round picks for him, and I joke around. I've been joking around about this, but we got 2 second-round picks and DiVincenzo for him. I mean, that's kind of what we got for Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin wasn't going to get any real burn over here. His minutes was it was dwindling down from the season before to this season here. As good as he played, we are a heavy half court isolation type of basketball team, and Obi. One big thing about Obi is he is a breakout style player, a player that plays up and gun, run and gun type basketball. And I think we're going to see some good things out of Obi because of Tyrese Halliburton. I think running with him on the court, I think he's going to get to play that way that he wants. And I'm pretty sure he's going to execute that three-point shot that he's been shooting. His drives are going to be a little bit better. He's going to be moving on the pass. So I hate to see him go, but a good place for him to go to try to build his stock up and to elevate his game and get to where he likes that up and down style of basketball. Aside from that, like I said, we traded Obi Toppin. At first, I was depressed about him getting 2 second-round picks, but looking over the overhaul, the 2 second-round picks are going to be like gold next year. I mean, those picks are not 4-year contract deals. Those picks are probably going to stay under $2 million contracts where everybody's going to be looking for them. And I believe, like I said, we got 2 second-round picks plus the big Ragu here in New York now. So let's get it.
Yeah, real talk. On another thing on the Obi Toppin note, it really all came down to the business to me. But you got to, like Coach said, Coach, I'm glad you put that out there. Like, they sit somewhere, the Knicks looked out for Obi Toppin. They sit somewhere where he got a chance to play, and all that good stuff, man. So I'm not mad at, what they did him right, and Leon Rose, man, despite what you've been thinking about, he keep that family atmosphere going. He drafted that guy. He believed in that guy. And you know what? The Knicks didn't do him dirty. It's that, you know what? It's tough when you get drafted into a position where you got a guy in front of you. It's all NBA 2 years in a row. I mean, two out of 3 years in the NBA. He's an all NBA guy. We're speaking about Julius Randle. That's just hard. It's just tough for Obi Toppin to be in a situation to get drafted into a situation where your team got a guy in front of you, literally is the all-star. And normally when you get drafted in the A slot, you normally go into teams that's trying to rebuild. You know what I mean, Shot Power? You don't come into the league at the 8th pick with a team that's going to the playoffs, that got playoff aspirations. You normally going to a team just on the cusp of either finally getting to that level. But he got drafted to a team that literally had a guy in front of him. So it's hard for that situation. And I understand it. But Obi Toppin, man, he had a lot of good things that he could do. And it's something that he need to work on. I mean, we got to take the bad with the good because it's pros and cons to his game. Obviously he got better being a three-point shooter, up and down the player dynamic. But like I said, obviously, his defense wasn't where they wanted it to be in New York. And, Tom Thibodeau, no matter what player, not only Obi Toppin, whatever, what player it may be, if your defense game ain't there, it's hard to play for a coach like Tom Thibodeau. And that's the reason why Evan Fournier was on the bench. That's why Derrick Rose was on the bench. Other than Deuce and Pride, because I think quickly just better than him, he had to play him. But, it was tough for Obi Toppin because the defense wasn't where he needed to be to make a coach like Tom Thibodeau please. Then obviously the writing on the walls after the playoffs last year, when they had a little disagreement here and there. But we all got to remember that at the beginning of the 2022-23 season, when they was out there chasing Jonathan Mitchell, Obi Toppin wasn't trade talks then. So, like I said, it really is a hard situation for him. But we wish that cat nothing but the best, man. He got an offense game that can really translate over there in Indiana because of the style of play. And you got a pass first point guard who just got a max deal. Salute to my man, Halliburton. So he going out there with Ben Mather and them guys, Turner, Smith. All these guys, and they're gonna be interesting out there, man. They got Bruce Brown out there now because Bruce Brown signed a 2-year deal with Indiana. So, he's gonna have to go out there and earn his stuff now. Let's not get it twisted. Obi Toppin is not going to Indiana just going to jump in and start lineup. Now with Walker and the guys out there, you're gonna have to go out there and really earn his spot. But he will. Hopefully, he get more playing time than having to play behind Randall. Salute to Obi Toppin, man. Thank you for lighting up the garden, man. And we wish you nothing but the best, my brother, because, we big Obi fans out here. But at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, it's about the name on the front, not the name on the back. And the reason why I say that, the Knicks wasn't going to be able to stint him, Grimes, and Manuel Quickly. They just wasn't going to be able to do that, ladies and gentlemen. So don't look at it as the Knicks just this Obi Toppin. It's not that. They're not going to be able to sign him, Grimes, and Quickly. One of them cats was having to be a sacrificial lamb as Obi Toppin. Because I think Quickly earned his right to get his money from the Knicks. 6-man candidate of the year, good year last year, all-around player, defense, offense, everything. And you see what Quentin Grimes do for a shot power. He's just a consistent guy on the defense side of the ball, and it just coming into his own only in his second year. I think Knicks got high aspirations for my man Quentin Grimes. So that kind of left Obi Toppin right there. You know what I mean? Like, who am I going to sign? I think me and you talked about this a while ago. I was like, if anybody, the next two guys the Knicks signed to a 4-year deal outside of RJ, Robinson, I think it's going to be Emmanuel Quickly and Quentin Grimes. And we kind of said that quite a few times. That them going to be the next two guys I think get extended by the Knicks. You know what I mean? Onto a rookie deal. So I think Obi Toppin was pretty much that guy that had to get up out of here. But Masuda Obi Toppin shot powers on. But we just got to move on, man, because it's definitely about what's the name on the front of the jersey, not the name on the back.
Yeah, no question. And I'm like I said, I'm optimistic for Obi Toppin. I think he's going to go out there and wreak havoc. You know what I mean? And I can't wait to see the first game that Indiana plays New York and see how he performs and stuff like that. Is there something? The plan I believe was in the year that they got Obi Toppin. Randall had a down year. That was when he was playing like the Tasmanian Devil, giving up about 7 turnovers with 4 assists or 5 assists. And the next year he came in well in shape and ready to play. And one of his better years as being a Knick with that number that we used to talk about, that 25, 10, and 5. And that once Randall did that just put Obi right to the bottom. We let him in a couple of games. Tibbs was pulling him real quick because he wasn't consistent on defensive roles and stuff like that. And it just so happened, he started getting better, man. You can't knock what he has done, man. One of the games in the playoffs, he had about 18 points, 7, 8 rebounds. He was masterful in that game. And it is unfortunate that he couldn't try to develop into being a small forward-ish kind of player. But we're gonna watch and see what he can do over and at the Pacers and see. He has something similar to what he has here in New York. He has a big man in the background at Miles Turner, and he has a dominating point guard at Halliburton. So if he can get on the court, he should be able to solidify his spot at the 4 over in Indiana.
Yeah, real talk. It's hard just to, I know it's I get where a lot of people coming from with the comparison with all these guys, but make no mistake about it, Obi Toppin just got drafted at the wrong place at the wrong time. That's all you can say about it. I'm not throwing shade at no Knicks player, none of them. Obi Toppin got drafted by the Knicks at the wrong place in the wrong time. You know what I mean? That's just the way it goes. And like I said, we can harp on what he could have been, what he not doing. It's a thing of the past. But to me, he had pros and cons. He had weaknesses in his game. A lot of players got weaknesses in the game. No player perfect, but he was a one side of the ball playing type of player. Let's throw the truth out there now. Let's not just not just say because he could score 42 points, but if he scored 25 and you give up 20 something, it was tough for Obi Toppin, and that's real talk. And we all as Knicks fans who kind of watched Obi Toppin play over the years, highlight reel, all that good stuff but also he had some weaknesses in his game. He had a lot of weaknesses in his game, ladies and gentlemen. And we will all watch Obi Toppin from the day he came into New York. And I remember the first year he was almost like a deer in headlights out there in the NBA. His footwork wasn't good. He couldn't play the defense that Tibbs needed to play. But I still think that because where the Knicks was going, it was hard for him. But on the flip side, I think the Knicks did do give Obi Toppin enough time to shine in New York neither. I think Tibbs should have gave him more minutes. Like you said, Tibbs should have found a way to make Obi Toppin play the 3 or whatever the case may be. There was a lot of opportunity where Obi Toppin should have played for the Knicks. So Between Tibbs not giving them the opportunity and also Obi Toppin not having certain skill sets, it kind of made it the way it was. You know what I mean? And like I said, everybody got a weakness. Everybody's not perfect, but still, I think you had to pick 3 guys. I think the Knicks believe that Emmanuel Quigley was a better defender. They believe Quentin Grimes was a better defender. You playing for a defense-minded coach, period. Ain't no other way to say it, Shop Hours. Ted believes in two-way players. He believes in cats who can defend the other guy. So Obi Toppin was out, but you know what? There's no knock on Obi Toppin because we big Obi Toppin fans here. But at the same time, go out there, get your money, go out there, Obi Toppin, and thank you, Leon Rose. At least if you're gonna trade him, send him somewhere where he got a chance to play. Because how many people was willing to give up whatever they wanted for Obi Toppin? So we always got to look at the other side of the fence. Shop Powers. Is that the only team that wanted to give Obi Toppin? What about the other 29 teams? Who was willing to take Obi Toppin? Was that the only deal the Knicks had was Indiana? When if he was highly thought out the way we think about him, why are the other teams wasn't knocking on the door and say, "I give you a first round pick for him"? So we got to kind of take this stuff into consideration, not with the feelings and emotion part of it. Other than Indiana and the Knicks, there's 28 more teams out there. So was there any other team willing to give the Knicks a number 1 draft pick for Obi Toppin? Now here's a caveat to that. The Knicks probably didn't want that because they wouldn't have been able to sign DiVincenzo. Remember, that was almost like a salary dump plus getting 2 picks because them second-round picks don't equate to no money. Not like that. If the Knicks would have got a first-round pick with a cost of $1 million, $2 million, whatever, then that would have affected what DiVincenzo was going to be able to get. And he even took less money. So, it's a like damn if you do, damn if you don't for the New York Knicks. If you would have got a first-round pick and blah, 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 you might wouldn't have got DiVincenzo because that's salary cap money. And if you would have got, so you wasn't going to win with this situation. But I believe, Shop Howard, after I heard that tape, if that tape was real clear, you had to move Obi Toppin. If that tape was true with Obi Toppin and Tom Thibodeau going at it just like that, you had to move Obi Toppin. You didn't have no choice after that. You know what I mean? Because that just was something that you can't move on to the next thing like that, telling the coach you don't know how to coach or whatever, blah blah blah. You can't live that down. That'd have been just as bad as Julius Randle smacking laptops and all that crazy stuff. So we'll see. But we just we got to keep it going, man. Knicks got to keep moving on. And the next guy, Shop, how we're gonna talk about the Knicks born here, man. I'm happy to see him with DiVincenzo. He's a winning type of ball player, Shop Powers, national championship in college. Jalen Brunson teammate, Josh Hart teammate. Went to the NBA. And did this thing a little bit. I don't know if he played when he won that championship ring with Milwaukee because he was injured or not. But he had been around a lot of his whole career has been around the number of winning people, whether it's Jalen Brunson and Jay Wright, whether it's Giannis and them, and whether it's Steph Curry and them cats too. So the cat just straight up, literally been around winning. He's a winning player. He got a lot of good attributes. So, I'm really happy that the Knicks bought here, man. Like I said, the attribute to me, does he move the needle? He moved the needle because he's a winner. You know what I mean? He's going to do the tangible that a lot of guys on the Knicks wasn't doing last year. I didn't have it. Let's see how it goes. I'm really happy that they signed him, though.
Yeah, the big Ragu, white chocolate, whatever nickname you want to equate to what his name is, Donte DiVincenzo is a New York Knick. And, a lot of people have a lot of, even me at one time watching him, listening about him and didn't really pay attention to what he did. And I went back and I went to the videotape. I seen how he played basketball. When Curry was out, this guy was scoring 19, 20 points a game. He kept them on a winning path when I believe it was 16 and 12 or something like that, 15 and 11, something like that. He kept them on a winning track when Curry was down for a little bit. This guy's a big-time player, and everyone talks about him scoring. Oh, he only scored 9, 10 points. Look at the team he played with. He played with Klay Thompson. He played with Curry. He played with Poole. He played with all these guys that are big-time shooters, and for him to still come out and average 10 points a game with 4.5 rebounds a game, This guy's a big time player, man. And now that he's not going to have those guys holding the ball before they get the shot and stuff like that, he is going to. I'm hoping what I see and what I think is he's going to probably be a super duper effective guy, probably around 14, 15 points a game, probably knocking it down 37 to 39% from 3-point land. And there's a lot of naysayers saying that he may even start over Grimes. I'm with if he start for Grimes or if he's in the second unit, whichever way that it comes down to it, because he's going to be a plus in either way that he plays. If he does come in the starting unit eventually, he's going to be playing with Brunson, and Brunson's going to know where he's at, and he's not scared to shoot the shot. He is not scared to shoot the shot, and if he's in the second unit, him, Josh Hart, and I Hart, the way IQ will be at the top now, you're going to see a lot of I Hart with a higher assist ratio with these two guys, Josh Hart and the big Ragu playing in the second unit. So he's a win-win for both spots for me. If he eventually starts, or if he's starting, I'm more than likely he's going to start in the second unit. And if he elevates his game to move himself into the starting unit, did I say starting second unit or starting unit? He's going to be a big pickup. I'm happy that we got him.
Yeah, you're real tall. He like I said, we got a scout report up there. You can't say enough. 9 point, almost 10 points a game, ranked 149th in the NBA. 4 point, almost 5 rebounds, ranked 97th in the NBA. You know what I mean? Come on, for a 6'4" guard, you're getting you almost 5 rebounds a game. I think Arden get you 5 rebounds a game, or maybe close to 6. Assists per game. 3.50, 69th in ranked 69th in the NBA. Ranked steals 20th. Obviously blocks, he's not a blocker, but he goes out there and get it. But look at that 3-point percentage. 3.97 3-point percentage, 41, ranked 41. Assist turnover ratio ranked 55. So overall, you got a guy that he really go out there and plays good basketball. If you look at, listen, scout report, shop out, a clutch scorer, a proven winner. He's a solidly well-rounded, showing good overall ability for the pro game as a passer, rebounder, and defender. He's also an explosive player with elite leaping ability, and he is highly agile too, which helps him, especially on the deep. A bit streaky, they say. At times he looks like a star, other times he looks like a role player. Needs to be better free throw shooter. Also, length is an issue. His wingspan is subpar. He doesn't have ideal standing reach, but big hands for defense and rebounding. But the cat, he just go out there and play hard, man. He know how to get it. So I'm really ecstatic about the guy, and I'm hoping this cat can come in here and just fill another gap. Just fill another void. You know what I mean? The Knicks gonna have a solid bench there. And after we get into the next segment, we talk about what the Knicks gonna do next. But I'm really happy about this guy. He's a winner, ladies and gentlemen. And the biggest thing, y'all know my pet peeve, I don't care how talented you are you a winning ball player? Winning ball player do the necessary things to win a ball game, not just scoring, not just only scoring, but they do all the intangibles that make a team like Josh Hart, a la Josh Hart. He bring a tangible to the game that helps a team win. I don't care about how great of a player you is. If you ain't a winning ball player, you just throwing up empty stats to me. You know what I mean? I like guys like him, Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, because them cats got a winning mentality. They bring a lot of winning to the organization. They bring in a culture there, man. And coming out of Villanova with Jay Wright and them guys, that's what they about. So I'm really excited about what these cats do, man. Like I said, he ain't no superstar, but what he does the things that helps us win, and that's all you want. That's the main thing at this level. At this level and this time in the Knicks organization where they trying to go to, they trying to win. You're bringing winning ball players. You don't bring a ball player because they just got skills. That's the NBA. Everybody got skills, man. That's the NBA. But can you cats win? Can they do the little things? I think he's one of them guys, DiVincenzo, that fits that mold for the Knicks. He can shoot it. He can defend. He got a high IQ. He know what it is to play in pressure situations because we've been there before. Overall, I think it was a good signing. I'm really excited about that, Shot Powell. I think he's going to pay dividends. Not saying that the Knicks is not finished, but that was a big addition to them. And he took a little bit less money to make this thing work for us. Salute to him and Josh Hart. That's what I mean by character guys. Look at Josh Hart and say, I'm going to opt in to help the Knicks out. DiVincenzo said, I'm going to take less money to help the Knicks out. Jalen Brunson took that contract to help the Knicks out. These are the type of players you want in New York City. They ain't selfish. They about the Knicks, not the name on the back. And I think it's so important to bring guys in who got a culture. R.J. Barrett playing under Mike Krzyzewski at Duke, culture. Randall, they got playing under all these John Calipari and all these guys that culture. They playing around guys who are about winning. And I think you just added a winner to the team. He ain't got to give you 30, 40 points a game. What he got to do is help us win games. And I think DiVincenzo is that guy that'll help us win games in New York. And I can't be more excited for him, man. He don't got to be that superstar Shop Howard. He just needs somebody to fill a gap. I think he's going to pay dividends. I think they're going to love this cat in New York because, obviously playing in the Big East at Villanova, how many times he done played at the Mecca in the Big East championship games and in the Big East tournaments and the Big East conference. Them cats know how to go down there and do it. So I'm really looking forward to him, man. I hope he come in here and get in where he fit in and just help the Knicks win. That's what it's all about to me.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, Divine. I mean, salute Charlie King. I believe that the Knicks made some moves that made the team a little better. And I mean, I understand about Obi Toppin, but this guy DiVincenzo is gritty. He's a dog, and with him getting being on a team with him being on a team with less offensive-minded players, I think he's going to shine a little bit more. He grabs rebounds. He cuts to the basket. He makes wise passes. I mean, he is a player's player, and I don't think the shoe is fully dropped yet. I think the Knicks still have something in their tank that in the next segment, I'll probably try to throw it and hope that it falls into fruition. Not that I really want it. Another thing that I keep saying, follow the money. Follow the money. What you said, Divine, about him taking a pay cut. What you said, Divine, about Josh Hart making a pay cut. This is what a team does. Our team right now, we have no players that are making $30 million. And last year we just made it to the second round in the playoffs in the East. In the East, we have guys that want to play basketball, and let's see if this trade. I'm just ready to see what happens in this off season. See who really can come in and really change the way the game plays, and I don't think it's over yet. Our last trade that we made last year was sometime in August, so we still have some time to make some moves and shore up this roster for 2023-24 season.
Yeah, salute to everybody in the chat. Great point, Shop, how you did on with that. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Thank y'all for coming in, man. This episode 5, all season episode 5. Next we'll talk Divine and Shop House be in the building. Free agent weekend. 4th of July weekend, everything, all that, lot going on, a lot of wheeling and dealing. The Knicks got one, let one go. But overall, I'm not mad. I kind of think that's what was going to happen. I see it going that way, but I'm happy with it because there's a lot of reasons I'm happy with it, but it also all don't mean nothing until we get on the court and everything we did translate to wins. But I like what the Knicks going at. I still think they got to move it to make. We will address the power forward situation in another 2 minutes. We move on to another segment, talk about that situation because it's really interested about that as well. But I think DiVincenzo was a good pickup for the New York Knicks. It can't hurt to have guys who got culture in them. Just nothing wrong with that, man. Like I said, we got a lot of talent guys in the NBA, but they ain't got that culture in them. They just athletes. They just athletes. You know what I mean? But these DiVincenzo, guys like him and Hartley, they bring mind and matter, man. They bring more mind than matter. Put like that, Shop Powers. They more mentally than physically ready. You know what I mean? And that's what I like about these pickups, man. They just guys who know how to play basketball. They're about the team. They about team concept. They are team first. And that's what I love about these guys. So let's see how it goes. I think DiVincenzo going to pay dividends for the New York Knicks. I think he would do just like Josh Hart did when he got here. You down 3 points. You need a steal. You down. You jump in the pass lane, get a steal, or you make the right pass to get somebody a bucket when you need it. That's the type of player that this guy is. He's a guy who can do these things when it's needed. Josh Hart, when they needed a steal, they needed a block, they needed a 3-point shot, or they needed a hustle play. And that's what I think DiVincenzo brings to the Knicks. and I'm happy about this cat, man. So let's go get it, DiVincenzo. Welcome to the New York Knicks. Go and do what you do. Go out there and make this team, help make this team a better team, and make that defense gonna be scary in that second unit. I'm gonna tell you, quickly, Hart and DiVincenzo. All you gotta do is get a power forward who can really go out there and get something happening on the defense side of the ball and score the ball as well. It's a pretty good defense team to have out there, hounding people, cause the disruption, jumping in passing lanes, stealing the ball, guarding some of your better ones and twos out there and threes. We got a couple of guys in that second unit who really could do that. So that's what got me excited about this thing, is that we got guys who really can go out there and defend the basketball in that second unit, and I think it's going to pay dividends no matter what. We just got to go out there and hopefully we get another guy. Hopefully, I love Isaiah Roby. I'm looking forward to what he could do for the Knicks. So I'm hoping to see that the Knicks can get and bring in another player to make these guys complement what we got there already and make this team a better team. Because a lot of people got better, like we said. And we do. We got $4 million left. We still got an Evan Fournier situation. Hopefully that get resolved. I think we could use that to the benefit of our doubt. To our benefit. Excuse me. And make it happen. So I really think that's gonna be fun to see that happen. But like I said, we got to go look at what are we gonna do next, ladies and gentlemen. And that's the possible Toppin replacement. There's a lot of names out there, Shot Power, that we could talk about with Toppin replacing Obi Toppin, whether it's in-house, whether it's Jericho Sims, Isaiah Roby, or you going RJ Barrett, grew a couple inches, whatever, Josh Hart. But I do think we need to go out there and get another player. If you ain't gonna go superstar hunting or make a big trade for a star, go get a guy who can fill that void at that backup spot for Obi, and I think we'd be okay. And I like Isaiah Roby, man. I'm telling you, the cat can shoot the ball. He got game put on the floor, and that's what I think people are gonna be surprised if he go in summer league and ball out. You're gonna see some of the things he could do that Obi couldn't really do from a standpoint of getting to the way he gets to the basket. He defends. He could block shots. There's a lot of them things that I want to see what this cat can do. So I'm looking forward to him. But it's also some guys we can bring in here. Hopefully that Evan Fournier contract might play a part in that. But for that, Shot Power, what do you think about that backup power forward spot for the Knicks? Where you think they should go with it? Who you think they should bring in here to kind of boost this team and make it more a little bit more relevant?
Right now, I don't see. I mean, there's a couple of players out there that we make and get. We still have about a couple of million out there, something like that. I think Roby sounds good. Sim sounds good. It all depends on if Tibbs opens up that lineup to a 10-man rotation. One of the moves I think that's gonna come. I keep saying this about follow the money. One of the moves that I think may drop. And I'm going to say this on Knicks Real Talk tonight. I think, and I'm not going to say I'm 100% with this move, but if you follow the money, we can. If we're looking to get off Evan Fournier, if we're looking to get off Evan Fournier, we can add Evan Fournier to a RJ Barrett contract and bring in Paul George over here. Paul George can come in. He can play light 4. In the second unit. We still got some guys that can play some 4. We got Josh Hart over there, but I think that the next person that I think the Knicks, if they try to get somebody else, if they're really trying to go and get somebody and to get, they're already in, somewhat over the not to the hard cap, I believe that they call it.
Yeah, right.
So we make a move and go into a light cap and go ahead and get Paul George and bring him over here for a year, see where he's at, because and go ahead and sign IQ. I say this to say for the next year coming. We sign IQ now, like we signed RJ Barrett, and if there's that poison pill or whatever they want to call it, it will be over by the 24-25 season. And that's going to be a season that we're really going to have to look out for, to really, really pay attention to some of these players on these teams after this year, how bad their team is going to get. And, one of the names out there is going to be Embiid in that 24-25 season. So I think I think if Tibbs opened up the lineup a little bit, there's no question that Roby to come in here and back up Randall. We can have Sims come in and back up Randall because he's been on the team right now. So those are two guys that can back up Randall. But I really think that the Knicks are going to try to really make this team something crazy. We keep talking about a big trade, and this is not one of the trades that I would that is high on my list. But if you're talking about a big name to come over to the New York Knicks, PG-13 for RJ Barrett and Evan Fournier, and maybe one or two second-round picks or a protected first-round pick, I think that's something that we got to really, get ready for, because that is possible. Them numbers match up. RJ and Fournier makes the money that Paul George makes, just about. So that's something to really look to. And now we're really looking at a team with a 9-man rotation with players that can play multiple positions, and see where we could go from there.
Yeah. Hey, banging USA Sports. I'm glad you put that out there, because I think that's a significant move for the Knicks for this reason why. You go out there and get Kelly Oubre for Evan Fournier. You got to do a sign. He's an unrestricted free agent. So maybe the Charlotte Hornets could sign him back to trade him to the Knicks and Fournier, whoever. The Cat 2023, 22, numbers, 20 points a game, 5 rebounds. But he's an excellent defender. Dog. I mean, he got dog in him. I would take Kelly Oubre on the Knicks in a heartbeat because of what he could do with a basketball on the other side of the ball. He got the swag to play in New York. He got the grit to play in New York. And last year in Charlotte, he put up 20 points a game, 5 rebounds. That defense in New York second unit would be astronomical with him, DiVincenzo, IQ, Josh Hart, Kelly Oubre, and Harkenstein. Solid. So banging USA Sports, I'm on that. I would love for that to happen, because I think that cat would make a difference in our second unit, playing that second unit for the New York Knicks. I mean, this kid literally like Stretch Armstrong with the arms he got. Linky, got skills. Man, he would be Obi on defense steroids. The boy get defend with the best of them. I mean that. So I would have no problem taking Kelly Oubre in a Knicks uniform, because I really believe that cat can go out there and get it. He is just straight out can get it, and I think he fits the mold. He got dog in him. We need them cats. That was the only limitation on Obi Toppin. He didn't always, and not only because he got traded the other day. I've been saying it for a long time. He didn't have that bark. He didn't have that bark in him, and that toughness, that roughness. But I think this cat he'd be a good fit for the Knicks just by what he could do. I think his skill set is a phenomenal. We ain't asking him to come in here and be no savior, but damn, you put him, Josh Hart, DiVincenzo, and Emmanuel quickly guarding wings in the NBA, it's a wrap. So I'm with you on that, banging Sports, USA Sports. I would definitely do that, man. And him and Tibbs will love that dude. He will love that dude, because he plays defense, ladies and gentlemen. He plays hard nose on the defense, and he's been around enough to know how to play. He's been around some players, but I would go for him. He just one of them guys, shot power, that I really believe that if the Knicks did make a move on him, it'll help our team. It won't make us weaker. Put like that, it won't make us weaker. Kelly Oubre is a good talented player, you know what I mean? And you might disagree with some of the things he might do off the court a little bit, but he ain't never been in no trouble with all that. He's a free-spirited dude, but the dude can play those shot powers. So I wouldn't have a problem with him if the Knicks did that, just because you only got to sign him for 1 year. He's an unrestricted free agent. He might not, if he don't get an offer for nobody else, about the Knicks, I'd trade Evan Fournier, because Evan Fournier played with Steve Clifford in Orlando. Steve Clifford coaching down there in Charlotte again. Evan Fournier understand how it is to play with Steve Clifford, and he only got him, and Steve Clifford could use that. They could use Evan Fournier's contract, because they just gave LaMelo Ball a max extension. You know what I mean? They just gave that man $200-some million. So they could take an Evan Fournier $18 million, and next year have that come off the books and don't even worry about it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a win-win for both teams, especially knowing that they can let Evan Fournier go at the end of that year because they got a team option, not a player option. So he's one guy that I wouldn't have a problem with replacing Obi Toppin for this run this year to see how I'm panning out. You ain't got to steal a pass this year, and just give him a 1-year deal and see how it works out. If it don't work out, then you let him go at the end of the year. But if you can't get the PGs of the world like you was talking about, I think it would be a good fit for him in New York.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to Kelly Oubre. He's been wanting to come to the Knicks since 2 years ago. You know what I mean? And he's been wanting to come here. Could we get him here and fit him in? Sure. There's no question that he could come here and affect the team on the starting unit or in the secondary. More likely in the secondary unit. So I'm not opposed to getting him. It's just how would we get? I mean, to give Evan Fournier's contract would get him here, but how would we would definitely Tibbs would definitely have to open up a 10-man rotation if we get Kelly Oubre here, because Fournier is a contract that is not a non-playing contract. It's not someone that's in the rotation, and Kelly Oubre would be filling in the position of a Fournier. So in order for Kelly to get here and really produce and get wings under his wings, as if Tibbs will open up back to a 10-man rotation. Devon, give me like 5 minutes. I'll be right back.
Yeah, for me, ladies and gentlemen, you remember at the start of the season now, Tom Thibodeau was playing 10 men. He played it all the way up to a point where his Danny job might have been on the line, and he just realized Fournier, Derrick Rose, and these guys wasn't giving it to him. He started out the season with the Knicks with a 10-man rotation. And he played them up for a long time, but when he seen that the Fournier couldn't give him what he needed, he seen Rose couldn't give him what he needed, he said, well, I'm going to break it down to 9 men to give guys a chance to get more rhythm. And they did. So I think he'll go back to the 10-man because and not only that, it's about when you go into training camp. Who the best player come out of training camp. So I don't care who's on the Knicks. If Kelly Oubre coming in and outshine a lot of them players, somebody not playing. You know what I mean? That's just where the ball down to. It's really about who gonna be the best fit for the team coming out of training camp. If Kelly Oubre go in there and smash these cats out, certain guys that you might love, like we love Obi Toppin, might not get no playing time because this cat outperformed them and say I deserve the job over him. That's just the way I think that's the way it is. Competition, I guess. So I would he's one guy I would have a problem with. I think you could do that deal with Evan Fournier, and if you got to give up a little more, remember he's an unrestricted free agent. Ain't like he's you trading straight up for him. Somebody got to sign him and then and trade him to the Knicks. Charlotte. He's unrestricted, so I don't know. So the Knicks probably could try to do something in that area. And I wouldn't have a problem with it whatsoever. I think the cat can get it. And another guy that I think that also a lot of people probably wonder, will the Knicks do it or can they do it? And I think it's a good move for me is I know he's injury prone, local kid out of New York, defense mastermind. He got game, he just haven't been able to show it the last couple of years. And I would want to say for me, Jonathan Isaac. Low risk, high reward. Don't pay attention to all these numbers because the cat been injured. 6'11", coming out of the Bronx, New York. Cat promising career was ahead of him, but he got injured, man. But coming out of Florida State, Jonathan Isaac was a real deal. I mean, he was going to be special. It's like I said. But the good thing about he only got 17.4 and 17. The last couple of years of this contract. So to me, even if you tried to send Evan Fournier, whoever, back to Orlando to be with them young guys to help them having that veteran leadership who can mentor some of them guys coming from Orlando, play for Orlando most of his career, Jonathan Isaac is not a bad pickup for the Knicks. 6'11", got game. Hopefully he can, just fill a void for Obi Toppin and all that stuff. But, like I say, look at that PER last year. He didn't play a lot, but he had a 20.3 PER. That's pretty good. 4 rebounds, limited because of the injury a couple of years before that. But I tell you, make no mistake about it. I like what that cat brings to the table. I always like the Jonathan Isaac coming out of college, man. With Florida State, cat, he was gonna be one of them dudes, man. Like I said, sometimes you get derailed by injuries, but that's not a bad contract just to have a 6'11" guy like that who can defend the way he defends. Pretty good dude, man. So he's another guy that can fill a void for the New York Knicks with the Evan Fournier contract. But I love that dude. I really do. But he definitely was one of the players that would have made a good impact with the Knicks. Just on a small note, he didn't have to be crazy, but I think he would have made a difference if he could have played. So he's another guy that I was thinking about out there as well, that if they want to do something with the Evan Fournier contract, maybe you go to Orlando, because like I said, with my man, Evan Fournier playing with Orlando all them years, the city familiar with him, and I think that could have worked out as well. Just trade Evan Fournier for him, but it's gonna be compensation for them. That's fine, but I think it would have worked out well for either one of them guys. And I think that would have been pretty good too. So it's a lot of ways we can go with that power forward situation. I do like the in-house thing with Jericho Sims, and I love Jericho Sims getting the opportunity to play the power forward for the Knicks. I like Isaiah Roby getting a chance to whether it's in training camp to go out there and prove himself. And other than that, not too many things available. And the next guy, I think that I know he want more money, but at the same time, if we don't get picked up nobody, he might be available for us. My man played for Dallas Mavericks. You know who that is. He's out there, a free agent, another guy who can really go out there and get it popping. And let's see how they do with him. But the Christian Woods is another guy that's interesting to me. He's out there as a free agent right now. So what they're going to do with that situation with Christian Woods, I have no idea. But if they're going to sign him back or some other team going to pick him up, but let's say Christian Woods just wanted to get a chance to come in here and make a little money for the New York Knicks to prove himself again. He's another guy, 6'11", shoot the ball from deep a little bit. Guy, he ain't no Mitchell Robinson, but defense, but he blocked shots and all that. But he can definitely score the ball though. So he's a guy like Christian Woods, another guy that I've been interested in seeing. Shaw Powell, what the Knicks could have did with him, because I do think that he got some game that he can really bring to the Knicks. And if you do get a guy like Christian Woods, his numbers right there: 16 a game, 7 rebounds, 1 assist. Look at his PER, his whole career, 20.4 PER. He ain't down there like 12, like RJ them 12.9. And he got a 20.6 PER. His efficiency rating is good. He's an efficient ball player. Now that he's a free agent, he's another guy, man. Damn, you throw him in there to back up Randall or Mitch. Say if Mitch have a couple of injuries throughout the season, this is a cat can come in there, play Mitch's spot right then and there. So I do think that's a good look for the Knicks if they can get Christian Woods up in here. Like I said, he might want money, but he might, depend on if nobody signed, he might have to take what he can get for this year. So, that's another guy I think I have an impact on the Knicks. It's Christian Woods, Shot Powell. I think his numbers have really helped the Knicks out rebounding-wise. Back at a Randall, man, or like I said, if Mitch go down, you can always move him to the 5 spot, him and Hartenstein. And I think that's a good shot for the Knicks as well.
Yeah, they were looking for Christian Woods a couple of years ago. If I'm not mistaken, he was in Houston, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so they were. Houston, and then he went to So if he's out on the market, he's another guy that would be a great pickup. For a backup power forward that can really put the work in. I'm not opposed to someone picking, getting him. But I say this to say that in order to get Christian, Chips most definitely has to open up a 10-man rotation then. Because right now, how will we fit him in with that 9-man rotation? But to get him in there, I have no problem bringing him over here, especially if Tibbs is thinking about opening up that 9-man rotation. That's one of the big things that I'm wanting to see what Tibbs is going to do this year, because without getting Christian Woods or who the guy was just Oubre, if we don't get them, we do have somebody. We have 2 players on the bench that can come in and fill that role right now, Robley and Sims. So I could see Christian Woods coming over here and beating out both of those guys to get on the court. But the big thing is to get into that 9-man rotation. So if we're talking about Tibbs opening up to a 9-man rotation, I'm 100 wholeheartedly down for Christian Woods.
Yeah, he just another addition that can help the Knicks. I mean, so it's guys out there that's still available in the free agent market that could bring, but I just think that right now we just gotta have faith in this team, man. This team shocked last year. They came out there and did it. And I'm with you, AP. I have no problem with Christian Woods on the Knicks. Let me tell you something. Who in the Knicks right now skill set as good as Christian Woods? I'm talking about everybody we got. We obviously can't Randall Brunson, obviously the main guys, RJ, but Christian Woods can play basketball, ladies and gentlemen. He's a talented player. I mean, he ain't no superstar, but the cat numbers don't lie. I mean, 16, 7 rebounds, 1.8, a 20 PER rating. His efficiency is there. He can go inside, hit and dunk on you. He got an inside game a little bit. He can spot up from outside every now and then, knock down the 3 ball. He block shots here and there. He like you want to call him a poor man cat, whatever, hypothetically, because of the style. I'm talking about the style now, not because of the skill set, but the style. He's like a poor man cat. You know what I mean? And I don't have a problem with that, with the way this team is constructed. We need a little bit of size, and for somebody to be 6'10", bring him on. Bring him on. He does things that some of our Knicks players don't do. So if they need to go that route, I think that'll make, to me, if you did something like that, going to the season with the same team you got now, maybe add a guy like that. If you're not going to get a superstar, if you're not going to trade for somebody big, and the Knicks going to the season the way they presently constructed, just get a guy like that or get another guy to fill that 4 spot. If you don't think Sims and Isaiah Roby are them guys, you can always go get a guy like that with Fournier's contract. And I think that's what the Knicks got to look at. They just got to be on point with it, make the right move strategically, and remember that they're not trying to mess up that salary cap they got going forward next year at Shop Hours. So that's why I said you can get some of these guys on a 1-year deal, unless you think they worthy of being another year or two. But for me, I don't have a problem with a guy like that, man. I think he'll fit the bill for us for real.
Yeah, he can come in and do some things. There's a lot of speculation going around about how he plays defense and all that stuff. I've seen some of that stuff too. He's one of the guys that, you have to look at. The Knicks been looking for this guy for a couple of years now. And, to come in and be a secondary guy, what I really hope that what Tibbs wants to do this year is rest some of our starters. Don't play them 37 minutes a game, 38 minutes a game. Get them in, 32 a game. Let's play these guys smartly. We got a lot of guys that we can open up the rotation with if we play a little smarter. I don't want to say smarter, meaning that smarter minutes wise. You give Julius a little bit more rest. You give RJ a little bit more rest. You give Brunson a little bit more rest so they could be fresh in the fourth quarter. Now these guys are still young and they still could get out there. But what I've noticed is we play a lot of guys in this 9-man rotation about 33 to 36 minutes a game. If we could get these guys down to 31 minutes a game to give some other guys a little extra on the court, it will help our guy. It will help our starters out, and it'll keep us a little bit more healthy going down the road in to the second half of the season. So, the big thing is if Tibbs will do that again. Tibbs has done it before last season, like you said, Divine, with Evan Fournier and D Rose, and he surely shortened that rotation up real quick when he see that those guys wasn't doing what he wanted out there. Their productivity wasn't good, and their defensive they were lacking in defense. So if we can get a guy in here, I think that's one of the major reasons why Tom didn't run a 10-man rotation in the first place, because he really didn't have nobody to play at that 10-man rotation, aside from Deuce McBride. But Deuce McBride is another one that needs to figure out how to drive to the hole. His first step is not the quickest, but if he can learn how to get that a little big crossover to make it a little easier for to get to the hole, maybe he could have got a couple more minutes as well.
Yeah, real talk. I mean, like I was saying earlier, Tom Thibodeau started off the season with a 10-man rotation. Obviously, when the Knicks wasn't winning with that 10-man rotation because of Fournier turnstile defense, Derrick Rose just wasn't on point at the time. He had to shorten it, and he did the right thing. If you don't have the talent to play 10 men, you don't play them. I think that Tom Thibodeau, you look at the first 20, 30 games, he was like, listen, we going south. Our defense is subpar. We getting beat on a defense side of the ball because we got turnstile players. Mitchell Robinson couldn't handle every time you turn around, 40 of them running down the lane. They play it, they guys who they guard, running down the lane per se, making the Mitchell Robinson had to leave his man, or making Julius Randle, whoever had to leave a man to guard. So when he see that happening and he see the way the Knicks were playing, he said, you know what? My job is on the line. Y'all cats ain't just. What did he do? He shortened the rotation to 9 players, and look what happened. Look what happened. You know, the cat went from subpar 500 team at the time when it happened to a 45-win team in the playoffs because he did what he had to do. Them turnstile players wasn't not working for them. They couldn't defend nobody. And like I said, I love Obi Toppin. That's my man, but that was his knock, ladies and gentlemen. He was not a good defender, period. You get mad about it. One thing I know about the NBA, it ain't all about offense. We in a generation now where people may think that if you got offense skills, you're a good ball player. No, you're not. But if you score 20 points, you give up 25, it don't mean nothing. And that's what got us to where we was at. If you score 20 points, but your man give up 25, your plus minus is still in the negative. And Tibbs understood that. He said, Evan Fournier, Derrick Rose, y'all not helping me out on the defense. Y'all scoring, but your man lighting you up. That's what it boiled down to. That's the way the NBA works, and that's how it goes. You know, and I think Tibbs see that's why I think he'll go to a 10-man rotation if he got the talent. I think he didn't have the talent to go 10 deep the whole year and be where they were at. You know what I mean? The cat won 45 games because he had to make an adjustment to get his team better. Because sometimes, like, you know, when you got a lot of guys, shot power, taking a lot of minutes, nobody can't get in the rhythm per se. So he was like, listen, RJ can't get in the rhythm. Julius Brunson and Quickly can't get in the rhythm because Evan Fournier got to get a shot, and blah, 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 whatever the case may be. So I understand it all, man, from a basketball perspective. But you got to understand, you got to play two sides of the ball. And I just think that's the problem. When you play with Coach Tom Thibodeau, you a good offensive player, but you can't play the other side of the ball, you're going to have a problem. That's been his coaching style the whole since he's been coaching, since he was under Van Gundy. That's the way Pat Riley coached. That's the way the Miami Heat played basketball. That's the way Van Gundy played basketball. That's the way Tibbs played basketball. If you can't play no defense, you're not playing. That goes all the way back to Pat Riley, straight up. If you're a Knicks fan and you know basketball, the New York Knicks in the 90s was gritty because why? Them cats, Charles Oakley played defense. Mason played defense. John Starks played defense. Greg Anthony played defense. Patrick Ewing played defense. That's where Tibbs is at. He on that same level as them cats is. That's where he got his coaching style from. So, and I understand it, but we just got to get a guy who can play both sides of the ball. That's why I like DiVincenzo. He played both sides of the ball, shot power. And for, just like to read it real quick, because I know a lot of guys didn't get in here early. I think the reason why Obi Toppin is not with the New York Knicks right now is because they had to either extend him, Quentin Grimes, or Emmanuel Quickly. They could not extend all three of them guys, ladies and gentlemen. They couldn't do it. They was not going to do it. And we always said it. I think Emmanuel Quickly proved that he deserved extension. Quentin Grimes, his two-way skill is them the two guys I've been saying since early in the year. Them are going to be the next two Knicks that they get signed up for rookie deal. And so far right now, that's the way it looks like it's going to be. Quickly going to get extension from the Knicks, and Quentin Grimes going to get extension from the Knicks. Obi wasn't going to get extension from the Knicks because he don't have the skill set from a defense standpoint to give the Knicks what they need. I knew he was going to be the sacrificial one from day one. That's why they were going to send him away in the Donovan Mitchell trade. Let's not forget, he was going in the Donovan Mitchell trade. That's it. So, we just got to move on from that. I just wanted to put that because somebody asked me about that earlier. AP asked me about that. But I'm an Obi guy, man. I hope Obi go out there and blow it up out there. I hope Obi go out to Indiana and kill it, shot powers, because it's not, just good to extend your career, get your money. But it just didn't work in New York. And I think the Knicks did the right thing by him. People get mad at the Knicks because they got 2 second-round picks. Well, who else was giving them a first? I didn't hear all the teams in the NBA saying, I want Obi Toppin. It's 28 teams out there other than them. Where was all them teams saying, I want Obi Toppin, I'll give you a number one for him. I want this guy. we didn't hear a lot of dogs barking shot power. So the Knicks. Yeah, bro.
Oh, go ahead, Divine. I'm sorry.
No, I just want to say that that's what the Knicks did. They had to do that to get them to get the 2 second round for don't affect their salary cap. It was hard capped anyway. They would have took on a first round pick or another player, probably would have put them over the cap. And they didn't want that. They needed to sign DiVincenzo, and that's the way it went. You know what I mean? So
yeah. To your point, Obi asked for a trade. As what I've been hearing, just hearing through Twitter and everywhere else that put out content. Obi wanted a trade, and Obi, they were looking to move Obi last year to Indiana, for Duarte, I think it was. So it was always in the forecast that the rainy day was going to come, that we lose Obi and he goes to Indiana. So and it took place now, So let's see what happens. It was always in the cards. It seemed like we've been talking about Duarte. We was going to get Duarte for Obi. Obi going there they thought Obi was going to go in this draft with the 26th or the 29th pick. And and I understand why now the Knicks didn't do that, because follow the money. They would have did that. They would have been have to acquire a player and had to pay the player. So they did we as Knicks fan, we all talk about how the front office moves and how they do these things and stuff like that. But I've come to I've come to the agreement that follow the money. It is not about, like, I would love to have Miles Bridges here. I would love to have Zion and Levine and all these names that we've been mentioning, Brandon B.I., Brandon Ingram, and all these guys. But you have to follow the money. They're making decisions that make sense and still staying under the cap without a player that is making $30 million yet. You know what I mean? A big, that you call those players the superstar type of players. We haven't got one of those quote unquote yet, but we could have. But right now, if you try to trade Randall, it's $30-something million to trade Randall. His contract plus that 15% kicker, he's $30 million. RJ is $20-something million. Brunson is $20-something million on reasonable, movable contracts. And I mean, the Knicks have really been. And another thing that the Knicks do is, how can I say it? They convince the players that they bring in here to take less. They take less money. Randall, we want to get you a team, take less money. Brunson, you here, take less money. RJ is probably the only person. Mitchell Robinson, here, we're going to give you an uploaded contract where you get the most money in your first year. Your last year, you get $12 million. The front office is really doing things about the money. It's also about getting players in here, but you have to make the money match. And I don't believe the Knicks are ready to go into the super luxury tax or whatever that, after that apron or however it is, after that $170-something million. I don't believe the Knicks want to go over that yet until they have a team that they are confident that is going to take us all the way to the finals. So for right now, I believe the front office is doing exactly what they need to do. These 2 second-round picks are going to be like solid gold next year, and they got the exception money for Obi Toppin. And plus, we picked up DiVincenzo on a cheaper contract. They say $50 million, but I believe it's going to be under $50 million. So they still stay at the low part of this cap that they're talking about. This $4 million that they're going to be playing. So follow the money. Follow the money.
And Parts, thank you for the super chat. Anna, my sister, was good. And yeah, man, real talk. Just to piggyback what Shot Power said, that's really what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, like I said, it really is about with the money. You got it. The Knicks are in a good place right now. They banking on next year when Anthony Davis is a free agent, when Giannis is a free agent. All these cats coming up, man. And they want to make sure they in the mix. They want to make sure they there. They in the mix. Like, listen, and we got to understand the Knicks is trying to go to a contending spot now. They ain't just trying to be mediocre. They ain't trying to bring in cats just to be okay. You know, we made it to the play. We happy. No, Knicks. Jalen Brunson got a window because you think about it. Look at all the money that the NBA was shedding out this year. So can you imagine what Jalen Brunson going to get 2 years from now? Bam Breek got 100 something for 3 years. I mean, they're gonna have to play Jalen Brunson about 45 to 50 million with the salary cap going up. That's just, you know what I mean? It's just the way it goes. So I like the way they locked this thing in. I like the way they've been doing it. I'm gonna read a lot why peace of the God, Allah, what's good about Allah, why salute. Ron, I've been telling y'all, Rose coach gets the most out of his players for the buck. New York fans let emotion cloud their vision. Facts,
Right.
the money. Salute to the God. Right. That's true indeed, right there. And that's what it is, man. You know, it's a business too. It ain't nothing personal. And the Knicks did right by Obi Toppin. The Knicks could have probably sent Obi Toppin somewhere, and they, if somebody wanted to give them the Knicks more, but they needed to do it for a reason. They needed to find a way to get that. Don't take in no salary. The Knicks traded Obi Toppin without taking all the salary. That's why DiVincenzo was in the building. You know what I mean? It's a business move and things like that. So let's keep building, man. We got guys like Roby down there. I'm really excited to see what that young man gonna do in summer league. You boy, listen, to prove that it ain't personal, I think Obi Toppin and the Knicks agreed to this. I think this was more about Toppin saying, listen, because let me tell you something. If the Knicks was doing Obi Toppin dirty, there's no way Obi Toppin brother would have came to the New York Knicks. You know what I mean? You did my brother dirty, but now I'm gonna come with you. Nah, I don't think it's about that. I think Obi Toppin and the Knicks probably said, listen, this is the best place we can help you get to where you gotta go. Let's say if somebody did offer the Knicks a first round pick, but Obi Toppin wanted to go to Indiana because of a family atmosphere. Leon Rose know that, you know, Obi Toppin didn't get the best fair treatment under Tibbs, but he can't fire Tibbs and keep Obi Toppin. You know, you can't do that. So he probably was, I'm gonna do right by you. Even if I got to take less to get you somewhere where you got a chance to play, I'm willing to do that, and they did it. So you know, and I think that's a good. I think it was a good look for both sides. I think both sides won on this here, and I'm hoping Jacob Toppin come in here and do what his brother did, you know, and all that, because this is gonna be a make or break year for Tibbs too. You know what I mean? Tibbs can't. If he don't get to the Eastern Conference Final, he might not be here. You know what I mean? Shaw Powers. It's a lot of things that can play out if he don't prosper, get the Knicks to the third round. You know, his job is there as well. I'm not saying it's on the line, but he got a big challenge ahead of him this year. Because if you don't get to the second round, what the Knicks gonna do? So I think it all works itself out. I'm excited about this thing moving forward, man. I really am. I can't wait to see this team play. I like what we got going on so far. I mean, this team won 45 games with the playoffs, counting the playoffs, 53 games. They had a good year last year, man. And we got to be proud of that as Knicks fans, man. We can't jump off the bus because we let a player go with the name on the back of the jersey. It happens all over the NBA. Some players just don't make it on the team they on. And think about the prime example. The Sacramento Kings traded Tyrese Halliburton. Think about it. The Sacramento Kings traded Tyrese Halliburton from Sacramento. And look what for Sabonis and them. Now look at from Indiana, he just got a max deal. It happens all over the place, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes it might not be the right time for you in the organization. I think Obi Toppin just got drafted by the wrong organization at the wrong time. That's what happened to him. He just got drafted to a place where you got a power forward who put up 24, 10, and 5, two-time All-Star, two-time All-NBA. And the players in the association respect him. Forget what the Knicks fans think about Julius Randle. His peers respect his game. You know, and I think that got a lot to do with the Obi Toppin situation. But we just got to bring in a power forward who can really make it happen for us. And I think if they do that, they'll be okay. I'm not worried about the Knicks, man. Yo, salute to everybody in the chat. Y'all cats is really dropping it up in here tonight, man. Real talk. Everybody, Chris, Nick 100, salute to you, my man. Nick's a nice Pudge was popping. Joey, everybody, Nick one day, everybody in the chat. Thank y'all for coming in. Hit that like button, man. So like we said, it was free agency weekend. Knicks got one in, got one out. Donte DiVincenzo, they took out Obi Toppin. Wish nothing for the best for my man. Go out there and get it popping out there and get your money, man. You know, and show, and prove the Knicks that you should have been there. That's what Obi Toppin got to do. He got to go out there to Indiana and make them realize what the Knicks did with a mistake. Because if he don't go out there and pop, then Knicks might have seen something that we didn't see. So let's hope he go out there and shine like a bright star, man, and go out there and get it popping. Obi Toppin, go out there and get your money, my man. Go out there and show and prove. But we got to live with that, ladies and gentlemen. It happens in the NBA. some of the best guys, some good guys get traded from teams. And unfortunately it happens like that, Shot Power. But we good though. I think we just gotta keep it moving.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna, like I was saying, man, we talk about the front office, but front office for me has been one of the best front offices I've seen in a long time for the Knicks. I've been watching the Knicks for a long time, man, and these guys are really addition and swishing. That's not the word I want to use from Clyde. But they doing some things to make sure that they stay competitive. They stay competitive and also stay financially aggressive. So I can't say nothing about that. Tibbs, we haven't had a winning culture since right now. You might as well say Tibbs. Last 2 or 3 years that he's been here, we've been to the playoffs. I've even talked about how Randall played as well. I think the fit for Randall with RJ is bad, but Randall right now is top 15 in the NBA. He's one of the top 15 guys in the NBA. You cannot tarnish what he has done as a New York Knicks. The 2 times that he's been in the playoffs, it's been with the New York Knicks. And I just think this team is going to continue to grow, continue to make the smart decisions financially and for the team, for fit and financially. And, some of these things that we're talking about RJ going and getting this guy and Randall going and getting this guy. We only got about 2 more years for all of these guys on their contracts before, if we don't make it to where we need to make it, that they can blow it up and really blow it up real big. So let's see what holds for the New York Knicks right now. I'm confident in the front office. I'm confident of the pickups that they picked up, and follow that money. Follow the money.
Yep, I think that it's gonna be okay. I think they still got some. You know what's so interesting? They still got to the 7th, like somebody said earlier. You still got the July 7th to get. I still think the Knicks make a move. I still think they're gonna do something. I don't think they let Evan Fournier sit there the whole year. I just don't believe. I don't think they would do that. And I think that's what they're waiting on. They're banking on to see, let everybody do what they're gonna do. Maybe what's left out there, you never know. And I'm confident Tibbs will go 10-man like he did it early in the year at the beginning of the season. He started the season with a 10-man rotation. I think he had to stop it when he didn't have the player to do what they needed to do. I'm quite sure he'll go back to it because if you got a player that's going to really help the team move on to another level, you can't not sit him on a bench. I don't care whether you're stubborn or not. If you know a guy can help you really, really prosper, you can't sit him on a bench. So we'll see, man. But I think we're going to be okay. I think this will be fine. It's going to be a really interesting season. A lot of teams getting better, though. But I do think bring DiVincenzo here going to help the Knicks. I think he's going to help the Knicks. I'm not, I think that his quality of play, the style of play, what he could do with the basketball, his impact on the court is going to help the Knicks. He's going to do just like Josh Hart when Josh Hart came here at the trading deadline. His impact on the Knicks is going to make a difference. He don't have to score 20 points. But his impact in the game is going to be a difference to me. So I think that was a good signing right there. Let's see if it translates into W's, and I think it will. But one more, I think they got a move to make. I think they do. It's going to be interesting summer league, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be around the corner pretty soon. It's going to be interesting. I want to see him and Martin, like I said, Toppin, Martin, might bring a couple of guys back down there. And even, people don't realize that even though Grimes and McBride could play in summer league. Remember, Kevin Knox was going to play in the 3rd summer league, but he had COVID. Remember, Kevin Knox was going to play that 3-year summer league that year. That's when we thought the Knicks were going to win it all. But he had COVID. He couldn't play. Something of that nature. So, I can see McBride or Sims going back down to summer league. You're raw. Go down there and get a little bit more burn. Work on your game and everything like that. But we should have a pretty good summer league team. But I do think guys like Daquan Jeffries and them guys, I don't know what they're going to do with him and these guys like that on these non-guaranteed deals. But we definitely got to see what's going to be. But I'm confident in the Knicks. The July 7th, the day Cat can be traded. Okay? I'm going to keep an eye on you, Coach. I'm going to keep an eye on that, man. Like I said, you don't know what the Knicks going to do. They still got options, man. Joel Embiid, if they trade James Harden and Tobias Harris, there's no way Joel Embiid going to play a year without them. And if they don't bring back in that power, if you don't replace James Harden and Tobias Harris this year, if you trade both of them, Shot Powell, You think Joel Embiid gonna want to stay in Philly with him and Tyrese Maxey only? You already got rid of Shake Milton. You already got rid of Jaden McDaniels. He went to Toronto, 2-year deal. So who you gonna put around Embiid? So that's another thing you got to watch. You know what I mean? This is so many scenarios out there that can happen within the next 4 or 5 days or before the trading deadline. But James Harden, that you got to keep an eye on that Philly thing. That could be the next. But other than Damian Lillard, whatever that end up, obviously they want the coach, the front office out there in Portland. Like, listen, we're gonna get whatever we can get for him. I mean, I'm gonna get we get. They want the best deal for him. He just ain't guaranteed to go to Miami. Miami gonna have to get involved with Brooklyn or somebody else to get Damian Lillard out there because they want the best package. You know what I mean? So he ain't guaranteed to go to Miami. And, so it's a lot of moving shaking still going on in the NBA. It's a guys out there a lot of guys who haven't been signed yet. But I think they'll be okay. I think the Knicks gonna make a move and I think they'll be okay. Frank Monto said real quick, Shot Powers. He said, Divine, what is the one move you want us to make? I think for me, Frank Montos, I like the Kelly Oubre thing because we can get him for 1 year or somebody for 1 year. Unless this guy is that good. I like Kelly Oubre. I like Christian Woods because we need a backup power forward who got a little bit of experience, who been in the NBA could play. You know what I mean? Because we play out, we are trying to fight for the Eastern Conference Finals or whatever the case may be. So you want guys who know how to play basketball, who not raw. We don't need raw guys right now. We need guys who got a little bit of experience, who know how to play and know how to play the game of basketball. That's what we're striving for. So for me, I'll take either one of them guys, man. I like Kelly Oubre. I think his defense would be impeccable with Josh Hart and DiVincenzo. He can knock down the three a little bit. DiVincenzo can knock him down. Hart can knock him down. Quickly can knock him down. I just think it'd be a good defense team in the back there with iHeart. But for me, that would be Frank Montos. I would want to take either one of them guys just if they can get it for a 1 year deal or something.
Yeah, jumping off top of that Dame thing, he said that he wants to go to Miami, but I think the best training partner for me, looking, if he's coming to the East, would be Brooklyn, and you really got to be careful about Brooklyn because they can give that Finney Smith guy. They could give what's the guy that with the I was hurt his back, Simmons. Mm-hmm. Simmons he's still on the contract over there. Big money where you can fit him in to go to Portland. You got their point guard. What's his name with his big ass lips?
For the Nets.
Brooklyn. Yeah, for the Nets. I want to pull up his name. I'm just messing up everything.
No, I'll get it for you, no problem. The Nets point guard. The Dinwiddie.
Dinwiddie. Yeah, I mean, they got. That's who would probably be more than likely in the trade. Dinwiddie with Simmons. Maybe I think they got Finney. One of the Finney Smith over there. They got a couple of wings that they could give up. They got a nice little package they could give up to if they really wanted. They really if Portland is really to get a good package, and I think Dame would appreciate coming to Brooklyn. You know what I mean, to play with those two young guys that they got over there, Bridges and what's the light skinned guy that this got the big
Cam Johnson.
Yeah, Cam. You know what I mean? I think that would be a place that they would be looking more so than Miami. Who are you gonna take if they do that with Dame and they take Hero and the other shooting guy over there? They already lost two of their players already, so I don't think that's a good. To me, I love for him to come over there. Another thing that you got to worry about Dame is if he can play 60, 65 games for the year plus the playoffs. That's what you got to worry about him too. So whatever happens, man, I think we got stronger with the trades that we made, following the money, not super duper hard, and still can make another trade to really keep us more competitive, make us more complete. I'm thinking down the line, man, because if, like you said, Devon, if Tobias Harris is out of there, if Harden is out of there, Embiid is out of there next year. He'll probably try to play this year off. He'll probably play the hurt game and say that he's hurt for the whole year, stuff like that. CAA, baby, he's coming. We'll make a way to get him over here. And this is another reason why I believe that they signed IQ, because now you can have IQ, Mitch, and maybe IQ, Mitch, and maybe Grimes will make that money up for Embiid, and we could get Embiid over here and send those 3 guys over. Now you got Maxey and IQ playing the 1 and 2 together, and I mean 2 teammates together. So I mean, there's things that be in my mind sometimes. But there's a lot of things that the 7th is a big day, one day after my born day and stuff like that. So let's see what happens, man. I still think we may see another shoe drop, man, and maybe for a star player, man, and that Paul George is starting to the money. It doesn't really work too much with Levine. The money doesn't really work too much with Cat, but that money works a little bit with Paul George if they can pull him through. It's something about them making sure that they have 14 guys on the roster before they get him, so they can have that exception that they can use. There's so many ways that they can wheel and deal this next couple of days. And with that being said, they may not do anything else, and this may be the team that we have going into the start of the 23-24 season.
Yeah, real quick, let me tell you something I think what might happen in Philly, and this is why I think it can happen. After what the Phoenix Suns did, I got a feeling James Harden is going to the LA Clippers with Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and whoever at the 5 spot. I just think that's what's going to happen. I think they're going to send that. I think he's going to try to get out there to the West Coast and go on the Clippers. It's going to be these cats against Phoenix and LA and Denver, obviously. I probably really think if they're going to move him, I think he's going to LA with the Clippers. I just think they're going to build a super team to compete against Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, and whoever they picked up, my man Gordon. They just got a monster team down there offensively anyway. So I do think if they don't move Paul George, I think they're going to try to get James Harden out there. It's going to be LA, Phoenix, Golden State, Clippers, Sacramento want to come up. So it's going to be interesting, man. But if they move James Harden and they don't, and here's another thing why I think that could happen, because Mook Morris, where he from? He's from Philadelphia, born and raised. They put Mook Morris in a package with somebody to go and bring him out to Philadelphia, and Philadelphia get what they need. Now you got Mook Morris playing in his hometown in Philadelphia. It's definitely gonna be interesting, man. So we got to keep our eyes open. But I know our Knicks gonna be making it happen. Now I know we're gonna do something, Shaw Powell, in the next. We'll see how it goes for the next couple of days, man. I'm hoping these cats do something with Evan Fournier, no matter what it is. I really love to see give Evan Fournier another chance to go out somewhere and shine. And the cat, 30 years old, he still got 3 good years in the NBA left. You know what I mean? Maybe they can move him for somebody. I think somebody earlier said San Antonio, which we talked about last week, out to San Antonio to be a mentor to one and beyond. But we talked about a man from Creighton, Dirk McDermott. In a couple of picks, you never know. That helps the Knicks out well because they get rid of that contract. They ain't got to sign Doug McDermott after this year, and they got the cap flexibility. So I think it'll be interesting to see, man. But we just got to go out there and keep grinding and keep believing in the Knicks what they're doing, and let's I hope they take it, man. And we'll see how it goes. But listen, y'all, everything is fire here. We're gonna get up out of here in a minute. We just want to get in here with you cats and really bring some noise about this free agency period. Been a really interesting couple of days, man. A lot of wheeling and dealing. People going everywhere. The Houston Rockets look pretty good. My man, what they doing down there is pretty understandable too. They got my man Van Vliet down there. They made some other moves down there. They're gonna be a pretty talented team with Hume Udoka down there, bringing a defense mentality down there. They sent Kenyon Martin's son to the LA Clippers. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of moving and shaking going on. We still got a solid roster, top to bottom. We want to hope RJ had continued to do what he did in the playoffs this year. Let's hope Mitchell Robinson be a little bit more healthy down at the end of the season. I like what Josh Hart bring, DiVincenzo, Isaiah Hartenstein. I like our team. I really do. I liked them last year, and I like them this year. Quickly, hopefully he can continue doing what he did last year, but even take another step. Big guy for me, Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes got to be that guy this year. If you're going to be the starting two guard for the Knicks this year, go in there and put them 12, 13, 14 points up a game, playing stellar defense. And I think if we do that, I think we'd be okay. And for the bench, I think we okay. I'm not worried about the Knicks too much. We want to see everybody take a step. In order for us team to get back to that spot where we're going to have to get to where we want to be, we're going to have to everybody's going to have to take a step. We didn't really sign no superstar players, so everybody on this team was here last year. Got to come back this year even better. That's the only way the Knicks going to move forward if they don't make a major trade. So if they do make a major trade, that's different. But they don't make a major trade, everybody on this team got to come back a step better than they were last year for us to compete in the East this year, because it's going to be pretty tough for sure.
Yeah, it's no question, man. We got better, especially percentage-wise and three-point shooting so far on paper with picking up this guy. And if we could get, the same production with more shots from Quentin Grimes this year, IQ is going to come back on fire this year. Josh Hart is shooting nothing but three-pointers. He's not learning how to drive the ball. He's not learning how to grab rebounds. All he's doing this whole offseason is shooting three-pointers all around the perimeter. And I believe that he's going to come back with a better three-point shot, not as nervous. I don't want to say nervous, but not as willing to shoot the shot as he did in the playoffs. So I think he's going to come back and be a uplift to us, and he's going to have his boy on the team with him, probably playing in the back, probably playing in the second unit with him. So he's really going to be gassed up with that. So, and the Knicks still stay solid with their rotation. They move one player and put one more player into the lineup. You know what I mean? And the next shooter to really come off now is to see where they're going to move Evan Fournier and where his new home is going to be. Once we do that, I think we'll be ready, set, and fired for the summer league, and to jump forward right into the off season. I mean, into the practice season, and then right into October. We'll be here before you know it.
Yeah, AP, I wouldn't be mad at that. AP, I swear, bring D'Antoni to run the offense for the Knicks. I would not be mad at that, because everybody flourished under that cat system, man. He's an ex-Knick coach too. I wouldn't have a problem with that, AP, if Mike D'Antoni was assistant coach here. But so far, shop out real quick before we get out of here. What do you think the Knicks, as we presently constructed right now, what's your gut feeling with this team this year? Do you think they still get to the fifth seed or better, or do you think where they presently construct, do you think with other teams making moves, getting better, what do you see the Knicks this year for as positional wise, if they would stand pat to where they are right now?
I really think the Knicks are going to be a team to watch out for this year. Again, we haven't made too many major moves. We still have somewhat of the same lineup that we are starting five is still in full effect. We're going to have a full training camp with Brunson and Jay Hart, and now the big Ragu. They're going to really come in here and really stir up the pot a little bit. I believe this team is a good team, staying healthy. If they don't make any more moves, and Tibbs decides to open up that 9-man rotation to a 10-man rotation, and maybe we see Sims or Robley step in a little bit. I think this team is a 48 to 50 win team this year. You know what I mean? I think we're going to jump out the gate early on these teams that are making all these new transitions. The Bostons, the Phillies, Milwaukee didn't really do, but they kind of signed everybody back. But a lot of these Chicagos, all these teams that really didn't do much or have new players that they have to really play with so they could gel. I think by 20 games in, we could be somewhere, 16-4. You know what I mean? And on from there. You know what I mean? I think our togetherness is going to be our strength this year. And, what I hope for is RJ to step up, Grimes to step up. Those two guys step up, we're easily a 50-plus win team this year.
Yeah, real talk. You're right about that, coach. He don't want to be here. I know that for a fact. Man, that's right. He need to get him up out of here, man. Get that man a chance to go play somewhere else, and we can take that spot and make it happen. I like the Knicks right around the fourth, fifth again. Right now you still got to put Boston, Milwaukee. I don't know if Miami don't do nothing drastic. I think
that's it right there.
Yeah, pretty
And
much.
I'm a little nervous about Boston because they did get better by picking up Porzingis. But another thing that we all talked about Porzingis is him staying healthy. If Porzingis doesn't stay healthy, without them having Marcus Smarts, without them having their heart of the team smart, that's gonna make them a little, I don't know. You know what I mean? Are they gonna be in the playoffs? Sure. Are they gonna be in the top 6? I believe so, but I don't know if they're gonna be in the top 3. You know what I mean? Especially if Porzingis gets banged up and they don't have Smart, they're gonna be in trouble, I think.
I like that. Sid Nick. He said full stop. Boston, Milwaukee, New York. I like that because I think the Philly thing. I don't know how they're gonna do that.
Philly.
Yeah, that was a good pickup for them, Nick. Nick 1 day, 2 day. They got Thomas Bryant. They needed that. They needed that size down there. Now, every now and then, you could slide Bam Adebayo to the power forward spot and let Thomas Bryant operate at the 5. That was a good pickup for them. Yeah, real talk, man. And yeah, JJ, thank you, man. Everybody do the same, man. Y'all enjoy your fourth, man, and y'all enjoy the fireworks and all that good food, whatever y'all doing, and represent what it stand for, man. And it's always pros and cons for all this stuff, man. But 4th of July is here, man. Great weekend. D. Danny Slew. How about IQ 3 firsts for Trey Murphy? I ain't got a problem with that. Trey Murphy is the real deal. He's the real deal. He's gonna be a good player in this league. He's gonna be a good player, Danny D. So I won't have a problem with that. AP, I'll probably with they said most likely Wednesday or Thursday. Yeah, Wednesday. We hop on Wednesday. And we have it popping again, man. But thank y'all guys for always coming in and supporting the show. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, running out the door, man. Anna Parth, thanks for the super chat. Appreciate you. We here, man. We just trying to keep it going in the off season, keep the content going, man, and keep our guys engaged. Because you guys are the best up here on Next Real Talk, man. You know how much we appreciate you guys, ladies and gentlemen. And we're gonna get it moving, man. But yeah, look forward for Wednesday. We be back on with some more content. By then we probably hopefully we hear some more news out of New York. I think right now the only shoe to drop to me is Shop House at Evan Fournier, unless some major move happen. If it ain't a major move, I think the only shoe we wait for is drop at Evan Fournier. What's going to happen is, like you said, Summer League next. I'm excited about the Summer League team. I want to see Roby. I want to see the Toppin brother Martin. I want to see and my man from Thompson from Indiana. I want to see my man under Mike Woodson. That cat can ball. Y'all watch out. He might be a sleeper dude right there. He might be that sleeper dude, man. Thompson out of Indiana. So we got a lot of they started getting some guys. Maybe I see Roby and them cats in there. But I think we have a good Summer League team. That should be fun. I know we'll hop on that when it comes. And send Knicks to NBA channel next Saturday, 5 p.m. Definitely check that out, my man. But Shop Powell, give me a last word before we get about the building, my brother.
Salute to you, Divine, as always. Salute to the chat. Chat, we also have a members club thing too. If you check in the bio, I think that's something new that we started since we got over that 1,000 mark. Check us out. And salute to you guys. Let's get it. See y'all Wednesday-ish.
Yes, sir. Yes, indeed. Salute to everybody in the chat. Y'all guys are so wise and intelligent, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me. So y'all so wise up here, man. Y'all just make this show what it is because we feed off y'all energy, and y'all cats is like the visible panel. Like I always say, you cats are the visible panel. Your face may not be on the screen, but your thoughts is on the screen, and that's what's important to us, man. So y'all kind of guys just keep this thing going. And Nick fan base is really intelligent. Sorry for Obi Toppin and all the Obi Toppin fans. We're gonna miss you, my man. Good luck to you. I'm happy about DiVincenzo. Let's root this team on, man. Let's see where it go. I think they're gonna go out there and get it popping. I got the Knicks up there in a 4 spot, maybe 3. I still think they just gonna whether they're either here or the trading deadline. Knicks gonna get us something to get us out of that. Listen, we was a couple of games away and a couple of players having bad games from being in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. So this past season, so hopefully we can replicate that and do it again. But listen, y'all enjoy the rest of the weekend, man. Y'all be safe out there, man. You know, the world's a crazy world we living in right now. But we got to keep the positivity going on Knicks Real Talk and out there in the world. You know, positive overruns negative all the time. You know, we want God, not the devil, man. Let's just get out here and get it popping, man. And have some fun and be safe out there and do your thing, man. Peace to everybody. Shout Powers, my brother. I will see you on the other side. And salute to the chat. That's where it's at. Everybody out there, thank y'all for coming in. Knicks Real Talk, Divine, Shout Powers, episode 5. We see y'all at episode 6. Peace. Everybody.
Yeah, let's get it.
Get it. Time for Divine Shot, KJ events. This Real Talk's the brand. You understand how we do, my man. I'm on that Friday night Nick shit, dripping in Nick shit. Up in the world, most famous arena with the click. That's the conglomerate. The Knicks Real Talk, the real prominent. I'm a bit like the Omicron variants, dominant. Paying homage to the cat in the chat. That's where it's at. Cause I'm hearing that. You don't care for hyperbole, you straight facts. We interact with the mob, the gods. Up in the pod, the squad, with the side. My entourage be on the job, my energy. Feeling tripping in tempo. As they cook my game plan, let my brand for loop and pursuit. Going hard like the New York City gritty committee. Cause that the Knicks we know is pretty, but we all stay giddy. But we embrace the fan base, hit the links, after your mace. We drink the logo when there's airspace that appear like square space. Staring down on the Chase Bridge, look at that Knicks City drip. There's any dashes on the court, looking pretty legit. I stay true to the orange and blue. I thought you knew for him a few bars to shine like Star Divine to Mount Mars. Knicks Real Talk. Here we go, let's go.
Knicks Real Talk right here. I'm representing
Knicks Real Talk.
right here. Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
We here in the building.
Knicks Real Talk.
Let's get it.
Here we go, let's go.
Yeah, for real. Yes, sir.
Knicks Real Talk.
We here.
Here we go,
in the
let's go.
building. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah, for real. Yes,
Let's
sir.
get it.